Hey there, everybody. This is Nick. I'm an illustrator, writer, comic maker, and I'm here today starting my new series on the production of the comic that I've written, and it's going to be exciting. I've put a lot of thought into the writing, I've put a lot of thought into the layout of these comic pages, and I'm just excited to get started putting some ink on paper. So, this series is going to be a pretty long one. I have multiple volumes written and laid out. I have 12 to 15 pages per comic to ink, and I'll do that here on video. I'll do the coloring on Photoshop, and I might post those videos as well, or if I happen to be pretty quick with each page, I'll post it all in one video. But I'm going to make this a weekly series where I go over everything I'm doing at a bare minimum up to the inking point. And I'll just share some info with you, maybe read some previous week's comments when we get to the second, third, fourth videos, answer questions if there happen to be some in the comments. And this will be the second series I'm working on, because there's an alternate series of Art Chat where I'm doing commissions, working on commissions for people. And I've got a pretty good backlog of commissions. So this platform is going to be an opportunity for them to actually see that I'm working on the commissions that I'm working through. So, they don't think I'm just lying to them. And also it'll be an opportunity for me to just tell you a little bit about myself, kind of a relaxed, get to know each other kind of thing. You guys have comments, questions, anything like that, that you just want to throw in the comments section. I'm sure I'll pick those up in that series also. This series, I'm hoping to just kind of focus on the comic storyline, the comic questions, any kind of issues that you might have, any kind of tips, advice, recommendations would be fantastic, considering this is my first comic. Now, I don't necessarily have an issue with the creation of the comic, the layout, or any of that. But if there's something some kernel of information that you can offer that would be useful, I'm not averse to applying it, like as soon as possible after learning it. So I am more than happy for you to input information that you would assume I would know, because all of us are ignorant to something, and I'm sure you all know something that I don't. And the more of that I get, the less ignorant I am. So you guys are more than okay to just throw it at me in the comments section. I do not care what you have to say, just say it. If it's counterproductive, I'll read it. I will read it, but can't promise it'll end up in the next video. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys sticking here with me, possibly watching this series with me as I develop my comic. And you're welcome to watch the other series as well, because I will be pouring a lot more of myself into that series than I am this one. This one is strictly make my comic, produce something, devote myself to a large job, something bigger, because one illustration takes hours. You measure the production of an illustration like that in hours. You measure the production of a comic in weeks, in months, sometimes in years. So I want to devote myself to some larger project, and this is it. So since it's a larger project, I am certain there will be a huge phase of development, not only of style, but of my abilities. And if that's something that happens, then fantastic. If that means that Volume 4 is going to look totally different than Volume 1, so be it. I'm not a fan of that in other comics, though, but of course I'll improve as I go, just from the experience. So if the experience improves my style, then that's that. And then when I move on to my next series, which I have already started developing, I will be that much more capable. So And even with you guys, if you guys are working on something and you develop as you're producing it, don't let that stop you. Of course, you want some kind of consistency, something for the viewers or readers to latch onto that is consistent, that they can hang on to, that is the same through the whole thing. But if you develop for the better, don't get rid of it. Don't delete it from the story. If you improve, if you maintain improvement, like I'm sure I will, then hold on to that too. Excuse me. But ultimately what I'm saying is this series is going to be a developmental process, not only for the comic itself, but for me. Because this is the first time I'm doing this. And it's kind of a big deal. I've been working on it for a long time. I've developed these characters. I love these characters. And I'm hoping as we go and you get to know them and me, maybe you will too. But that's just how it goes. You find these characters, you create these OCs, you know them better than you know yourself. You know them more honestly than you know yourself. And they grow on you. And I mean, maybe through development, through my experience and improvement, maybe their appearance will change, but at the core, they're going to be the same person. So the story will be consistent. There will be consistency in character, in personality. There may possibly be changes in physical appearance, which makes sense considering this story takes place over years. But that being said, I want to maintain at least some level of consistency in art style as well. So if I do develop improvements in the way that I manage to lay out or compose the panels or compose the pages, then so be it. I mean, I will apply those improvements in my ability, but hopefully the people that do read the comic will have also come to the realization that this was my development process. So if that's the case, then everything's understandable. If not, then I hope they're just I hope they're devoted to the story rather than the art, because I'm certain there's going to be inconsistencies in the imagery and the composition and the layout. But maybe I'm rambling. I'm pretty sure I've repeated myself several times, but excuse me again. This just means a lot to me. I'm thoroughly devoted to this. This is something that's really important to me, and I would welcome as many people as would like to be a part of it. It's going to be a fun thing for me, and I'm going to try to make it a fun experience for others. And in my art chat videos, I'll probably reference these videos in some loose manner, but I'm going to try to keep this video series exclusively about the comic production. So maybe one video or two will be a little bit of ideas on my process or my art style, or maybe some, not so much tutorial, but maybe a description of my methods and how you could possibly apply some of it if you like what I do. Or if not, if you hate what I do, maybe you can teach me something. Maybe you have some insight that I don't. And in that case, please watch the videos. Please comment some advice. Because we're all developing. We're all a work in progress. And the more of us realize that, the more we can help each other. So, yeah, I think this, I'm sorry, I've got a runny nose. It's really getting to me. And talking as fervently as I have been for the last 10 minutes, it tends to get worse. But this video is, I'm not sure what's going to be on this video because I'm recording the audio before the video portion, and I'm not sure what it's going to be. But I appreciate you hanging out with me. I appreciate you listening to my 10-minute rant. And don't forget, you're awesome.